Hello and welcome, this is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more Battle Brothers. So, another brother joins the ranks of the dead. Let's take a look at our obituary at this point. So, we've got, what, how many dead now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 men dead. Some of whom, like Adler here, accomplished a lot for us in that time. 8 battles, 13 kills. Cut down by a Goblin Wolf Rider. He's one of the better men that was lost in that atrocious battle where we lost so many men. But our newest dead is who, actually? Was it Ortwin? Yeah, I believe it was Ortwin. Ortwin was the newest killed here. That's unfortunate. As a matter of fact, I think it does it in order of death, because the Peddler would have been one of the first guys that was killed here. So, Brigand Raiders, no joke, and that was proved when Ortwin had his head caved in, unfortunately. In any case, let's take a look at our ranks. We did get a man from that battle, Conrad the Cruel. Very interesting trait he has with Bloodthirsty. So, at the moment, I've given him some basic equipment, more or less what the man had before him. We did get a new bit of gear here, and I bet you that is the best helmet we have so far. It is indeed. So we'll go ahead and add that onto Alric's equipment, as he is our best man, and of course we were going to have our best man have the best chance of survival. It does free up his padded dented nasal helmet. That's what I'm looking for, not dental. It's not a pair of dentures, that's for sure. All right. So, I think our other good men have good helmets. So, it would be between... probably Hartman here is the man that will take on this helmet. As a matter of fact, we only had one level up from that fight. Interesting. And it looks like Conrad the Cruel, you're going to be upgraded to a nasal helmet yourself. And our male is going to be reserved for a backliner, probably. Who we give it to, I'm not really sure. We've got this crossbowman here. It's only a difference of 1 fatigue, so why not? And then the cap and the full leather cap are not really an item I think we're going to end up using. We have a Gambison. That should be an upgrade of the outfit that Conrad the Cruel has, as this is 50 armor versus 65, and I think that puts us... Oh, we do have Geralt here, who has 55, but most everybody else has better than that at this point. Just looking through. Yeah, so... That's interesting. We gave better armor to him rather than Gunther, huh? Even though Gunther is a higher level? Interesting. Well, probably I should change that. But the real thing that I'm going to do here is give Geralt this. And... yeah, I think I'm going to make that change to Gunther here. Gunther, you're going to get upgraded. And you're going to get downgraded a bit. Okay. And then you're going to get the rugged surcoat, which is a slight upgrade over the padded one. And then as far as the padded surcoat goes, let's find our next highest level, which is going to be Havard here, who is going to be wearing that. And then you, my friend, or actually you, you're going to get a leather tunic. And then you will get an apron. All right, so our men in the backfield are even starting to have pretty decent armor now. And I think that that is everything that I need for now. Got a lot of equipment here. Some of which I probably going to end up selling. I think we're going to be selling the knives at this point because we have these daggers, which are, I think, better weapons. We got ourselves a hooked blade. We already have as many of those as we need, though. I'm just trying to see if there's any weapons that are a straight-up upgrade. You know, the military pick, I haven't taken a look at that. How much better is that? It looks like it's about the Oh, wow, it's actually worse. You would think a military pick would be better than a hand axe. So that means it's not going to be even as good as something like this spear. Oh, spear's not much different. It's getting to the point where we're definitely going to need to get rid of these militia spears, as they aren't too good anymore. But let's just see what attributes this pick has. It has it's very effective against armor, so that's a plus point. But let's see what else it can do. Okay, so it can destroy armor using this weapon to batter, deform, rip, and otherwise render the target's armor unusable. With great effect, I apologize. Although the impact will be felt through the thickness of the armor, it won't inflict the most injury to the wearer. Okay, so much reduced damage to the person, but a heavy damage to the armor. Wow, okay. So that's an interesting weapon we're going to want to keep around. The downside is we haven't really faced that many people that are heavy in armor. Mostly it's the raiders that are heavy in armor at this point. And yeah, they're tough to deal with, but I'm more concerned about their shields if they have one. So we use the axes to chop shields. So I think that utility is a little bit more useful than something that can destroy armor, because the number of men we're going to come across that have armor is going to be less than those that have shields, at least as far as I'm concerned. All right, let's do a little bit of cleaning here. There's definitely going to be things I sell in my equipment stores at this point. All right, so another successful mission. Let's go back to Weisenhaus. Fortunately, the cost was heavy, but let's try and force the route down this way. We don't have any, I think, serious injuries. We have some light wounds, but those should heal quickly. Yeah. Nothing really to worry about. I think at this point we can start moving towards Weisenhaus. So, a couple of successful missions for Weisenhaus. And hopefully we'll have some good trading here. Although it's going to be nighttime by the time we get there, so I might have to rest up. But I think we did get past 1,000 renown, so that might be enough that we can get a noble mission. So I think the closest town that we might be able to get one is over here. So we'll go here, see if there's anything for us. Now I'm curious with these noble missions, because of the way the factions work, I have a feeling that by doing one of these, you're favoring one house over another, possibly. Which could be problematic for us. Okay, Eberhard the Treasurer sips his goblet and nods. You know, I don't take kindly to your sort, but you did a good job, mercenary. Anton reported to me before you even got here that all the brigands had been slain. It was some mighty fine work, by the way he describes it. And, well, he heaves a satchel onto the desk. Here's some mighty fine pay as promised. And they're no longer having the trade route problem either. Okay, so we're back to being over 1,000. I figure we make camp here and wait until morning. What are you up to? Mini Mercenaries, a free mercenary company traveling lands, and they are hired by Honau, which is down here. We probably don't want to kill them. That would probably be a bad idea. So let's camp, wait until morning, and that might be good enough. Okay, so let's see what they've got in the marketplace now that they are no longer being affected. Well, they're definitely underselling bread, so I don't see a reason why not to buy this if it's being undersold by that much. Medical supplies are also very tempting because of the low price. Alright, let's sell. So we're going to sell all these knives. Those are definitely worse than daggers, so we'll sell those. At this point, I'm even tempted to get rid of a short sword or two. We've got more than one flail, so let's get rid of that. Get rid of the bludgeon. And what else we got? Some of the stuff I'm keeping around just as a precaution in case Well, I'm going to get rid of one of the pitchforks, one of the not well-repaired one. So we'll have one in reserve in case we lose a man and lose his equipment. We at least still have a pole arm. Although technically we have this. We can get rid of this, which I apparently missed when I was selling some of the ancient gear. I'm keeping the ancient household helmets around as backup in case we lose some equipment. I probably should get rid of this short sword because it's not going to be any better than this. And we have 3 of these suckers, and we only have 2 people that use swords, so I guess I'll go ahead and get rid of this as well. And that definitely cleans up the inventory. And I've not been using these nets. It might even be something that is worth using, especially if I'm going to get them for free from that one rat catcher guy. Granted, I don't know if he's still alive, but if we're going to get these kind of things for free, I think you have to put them in your inventory, throw them, and then go back. So I don't know how good that is, honestly, but I haven't tried it either. Oh, here's another knife. Let's get rid of that. Oh, and we had another pitchfork too, so we have 2 pitchforks in the inventory. I'm going to sell the throwing net. Okay, well that gives us a fair amount of gold either way. Let's leave. There's nothing else for us to do here. Could hire men, but I don't see the need unless it's somebody that is just obviously better. Okay. So I want to come up to this town because I'm fairly certain that that is somewhere where I can get a noble mission. Honau might be that place. No, Honau isn't because I've done missions for them. Okay, let's go up here and let's just see if we're at that point. 1,000 renown. We could use some tools, too. Tools are unfortunately sold at a high price in Weisenhaus. And if anything, we have some things that might be worthy of our attention over here as far as getting better gear. Okay, it's still locked. So we're apparently not quite there yet. Training hall we could do to improve our men. Oh, I forgot to level up, didn't I? Okay. There's somebody I think I need to level up. Let's just do that now while I'm thinking about it. Just this one man, but worth doing. Now we could focus him on range combat and give him a bow. But it still would take a long time, I think. It would take multiple level ups to do that. And I think I've kind of abandoned hope on that, to be honest with you. Let's go ahead and just do a little bit of melee. Give you some resolve. I could go with defense. I mean, defense is always good, in my opinion. Yeah. Let's do that. Now, perks. So you're leveling up to level 2. I think I use dodge skill on a lot of the backliners, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay. So we've got an armorer, a weaponsmith, and a tavern. Well, the tavern might be good for our men, just because some of them are probably in low spirits, but I think, you know, I haven't really looked at the morale of the men and what's... Yeah, so some of them are upset about party members dying. Yeah. Okay, well, let's go to the weaponsmith, see what he's got. Okay, so... Bundle of javelins. This, honestly, if I had leveled that one guy up to do range combat, this might have actually been a decent idea, because range is 4 tiles, which is greater than the 2 tiles that a polearm usually can reach. And you can do that, use that to pepper enemies that are kind of hanging back, maybe. Alright, well, let's look through the list here. These are mostly expensive weapons, nothing that I'm really looking for. What I really wanted was, oh, yeah, the boar spear, but that apparently is sold for quite a lot of cash here. Quite a bit of an up selling here. From what I can see, we're looking at maybe even 50% up over normal prices. Fighting axe. Alright, so nothing really interesting to me just because of the prices. Let's leave. See what the armorer has. Again, keeping in mind that we're probably being overcharged by a decent amount. Okay, heater shield. So the heater shield is an upgrade to melee defense, whereas the kite shield is an upgrade to ranged defense. That's interesting. And both of which have more fatigue than a normal wooden shield. And I would assume more hit points. Yeah, they have more hit points. It looks like the kite shield is the most durable of all the shields. Okay, well, I don't think I'll be buying anything here just because our relationship with the town isn't great and we really can't afford to do business with them. Let's just leave. Yeah, everything is being sold for more than it's worth by a large margin here. I mean, bread, look at the price there. Alright, well, I think we'll be leaving. War dogs might be interesting for us as well. Maybe our backliners, the guys with the pole arms, they could use war dogs if ever we could, of course, afford them. I'm not really sure what the point of this is, but I think we just move on. We go to another town. And I think a good town to maybe go to would be up here. See if there's any good missions for us. And I'm going to start working in this area. Because it's been a while since we've been over here. And I kind of like this area as towns are pretty close together. Adlerwalk, Schweikhof, and Sandorf are all right next to each other, so you can go back and forth there. I mean, Weisenhaus is a nice area too, because you can go Weisenhaus, Gemmenstein, Hohenau, and every so often you can go over to Schwartbert here. So this is a nice area to be in too, because you can kind of bounce around. I guess over here isn't too bad either, because you can bounce here, 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 but it's a little more... You know, to get over to Turmfeste here, you have to go through woods and mountains, so that's not so convenient, but... Alright, well, let's hop over here for now and see what missions we can find ourselves doing. Last time we were over here, it was a lot of missions to fight dire wolves. At this point, we're probably... as well armed enough and experienced enough to deal with something like that pretty easily. Alright, looks like we'll get there as night falls. We don't really need to do business with the town, we just need to get a contract. Oh, unfortunately, this apparently is a big town too. It does have a kennel. Let's take a look at that. This is where we're going to be able to buy dogs. Wow, they're being sold for a discount. Quite a bit of a discount. Alright, so let's think about this. 1, 2, 3, 4 men. I could very well buy 4 war dogs. Maybe even 5. And use those as like extra combatants. If in a pinch. I don't know how effective they are. I would imagine that the ones with the armor here... This one wears a leather coat for protection against cutting wounds. Like, yeah, these sound like they would be the better of the bunch. Just because of their defensiveness. But they're being sold for like half the price. The normal war dogs. I guess sometimes you get what you pay for. We could only probably afford 2 of them if we were to buy them. You know what? Why not? We'll buy 2. 1, 2. Seems like a good investment. And we can always come back here later and buy more. They only have 1 more anyway. And then we still have things to sell here and there to get money back if we need it. So I don't think there's anything to really worry about as far as that's concerned. Okay. We got ourselves... Oh, wow. We really need to organize this inventory. Again, I wish there was a button that was just organize the inventory quickly, you know, bring it back up to the top so you don't have all these spaces. All right. Now it's time to decide who gets the war dog. So I'm thinking give it to guys that aren't as experienced in the back line. And give that as for something for them to do. Alternatively, we give them to guys that are on either side. Like the flanks. Matter of fact, let's do that. So, Yugen here and Adelmar, I think, are going to get the war dog. So, there you go. And there you go. So now they have a command, Unleash the War Dog, which costs 3 AP. So honestly, they can attack the same turn they release one of these. That is awesome. I love that. So we can freely do that whenever we want. And I have used these in the scenario, so I do know how they work. More or less, you dump them in a space, and then they can act as they want. They are controlled by the AI though, so you don't have control over them, which is a little bit of a liability, as they tend to chase after men, sometimes in unwise combat situations, but we can freely choose when to unleash them, and they're a good thing to send after someone if they're trying to run away too. So there's a lot of uses that these war dogs can give us, but I think that's a good upgrade for us. And again, I'll have to remember to come back to Adler Walk in the future to get more of these, because that is being sold at quite a discount. All right, with that being said, let's move on to Schweikhof here. This is a town that we've gotten good business with in the past. And honestly, moving around gives us opportunities to get our men fully rested, so that's good too. We have to be careful, of course, of brigands and wolves and all kinds of things that may be on the road, but what's your... Okay, you're just another mercenary band, and they have a few war dogs too, so they apparently... Okay. Well, I don't think we need to really do any business here, so let's just take a look at the contract. Okay, Baron of Schweikhof, reading one of many scrolls, he angrily tosses it onto a pile of others. The people of Schweikhof are rightfully furious. Do you know a brigand possibly in league with other vagabonds managed to steal my golden talisman from us? That has artifact of immeasurable value to me and to the people, of course. So we've gotten a job similar to this. Brigands came, they stole something from him, he wants it back. Let's talk pay. We need to be paid more for that. Okay. No way. Alright, fine. This almost seems like the exact same pay we got last time, too. Alright, I accept your offer. Follow the tracks near Schweikhof, return golden talisman to Schweikhof, and I accept the contract. Okay. So, we see the tracks, and we'll be following them, but we'll follow them in the next video. I think this is a good point to go ahead and put a cut in the video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.